Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we are going to review Dead Secret Circle VR, a game released May 1st, 2018 by developer Robot Invader. It's available on the Steam store for the Valve Index, HTC Vive, and Windows Mixed Reality. It normally retails for $15. I bought it on the Oculus Rift store back in October 2019, on sale for $8. Dead Secret Circle is a first-person classic point-and-click murder mystery adventure. It's narrative driven, it's got some puzzles, there are some horror / supernatural elements at hand. If you've played the first Dead Secret, then you know exactly what to expect. You're an investigative reporter investigating these grisly murders, and all kinds of creepy stuff happens along the way. In some ways, Dead Secret Circle is an improvement over the original. It's got a more in-depth story, a bigger cast of characters and suspects, more locations to investigate. Unfortunately, in some ways, this is also a worse experience. This game is very buggy, and I encountered so many bugs when I first started this game that I was very tempted to stop playing and give this a negative review. But I persisted, and I did end up enjoying the overall experience, but definitely the buggy and clunky mechanics of this game do bring the experience down. Dead Secret Circle is running on the Unity engine. On my RTX 3080, I was getting a steady 90 frames per second. Unfortunately, the only settings available for this game is the option to turn subtitles off, so there are no graphical comfort or locomotion options. You do have full locomotion and snap turning. Unfortunately, the full locomotion here is one of the slowest locomotions I have ever experienced in VR. You move painfully slow in this game at a snail's pace, and it does bring down the enjoyment of this experience. Luckily, for the most part in this game, you're not traveling long distances, but anytime that you are, you do feel the pain of that journey. I did experience several issues in this game. I believe the game crashed 4 times during my playthrough, and I also had the game just totally freeze on me during a transition section. There are reports on the Steam forums of items not spawning correctly and thus locking off their progress, which is very bad because this game auto saves and there are no manual saves. So if you face a bug like this, there is nothing to do except start a new game, which is one of the reasons why this game has so many negative reviews. The interactions in this game are also pretty poor. A lot of them are of the point and click variety, and you basically have like a mouse cursor hovering in front of you in VR, and that is a little off-putting and now outdated in VR. In 2021, we expect much better than that. However, if you can put aside all those negatives I just mentioned, and I know that's pretty difficult to do, but if you can do so, there's actually a really good murder mystery adventure game here. Most of the dialogue in this game is fully voiced, and I don't want to give out any spoilers, but the characters in this plot are pretty memorable. The voice actors did a great job, and there's also very good writing here. While there is a murder mystery going on, you do get to know these characters and you get to see their quirks, and it gives the plot a lot of gravitas as you see each of them struggle in their own way in this very involved plot that's more than just about the murders. There's also a lot of different notes laying around the world, books, magazines, and they all help give the story some more context. The puzzles here are not very difficult, but they do take a little bit of investigating to figure out. So as long as you're observant of your environment, these puzzles should not be difficult at all. I think they're perfect for puzzle beginners or casual gamers. However, puzzle veterans may find them a bit too easy. On a side note though, there are some side optional puzzles that I did find very challenging. You'll find objects that you can interact with in the world, and they'll go into your inventory if they're part of solving a puzzle later on. And that is a giveaway for the puzzles. If you can interact with the object and pick it up, it's probably part of a puzzle. You can view the objects in your inventory and inspect them closer. You can also combine some of the puzzle pieces. You also have a mask wearing ability that lets you see like a ghost world. In this ghost world, you'll see some clues, and highlighted objects will often be important pieces for you to pick up. And although you can interact with some objects in the world, most objects in the world are just there for decorative purposes. Most objects are not interactable, but you can click on most doors drawers, cabinets, shelves to see what's behind them. Lastly, there are some chase sequences, but these are pretty basic. You basically run in slow motion and try to find the correct hiding spot. And if you don't, you die. What makes that pretty frustrating is the slow walking speed and having to do it all over again. It took me approximately 4 hours to complete the game, and that's with dealing with all the bugs and crashes I experienced. I think I got the good ending. The developer says there are multiple endings. I'm not sure on the exact number of endings though. So in conclusion, on one hand, you have a very buggy experience that has some very outdated VR mechanics, but on the other, you really do have a very solid classic point and click murder mystery adventure puzzle game. So I definitely say wait for a sale and be very patient with this game. But if I have to give it a rating, I would give it a 6 out of 10. Anyways, I am Fast Lawyer. If you enjoyed my review, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of the video.
Bram? Oh, yes, Bram. That's right. We were just down here to ask him something. Too bad he's not home. Yes, he's one of our best customers. Well, ever since his brother Colum got too sick. These days, poor Bram handles nearly everything. Oh, he's been sick for some time, I think. When we first moved in, you'd see him hobbling around from time to time, but by gosh, I haven't seen him outside that apartment in over half a year. Sharp one, sharper than his brother. A doctor of some sort, although these days he's got about as much sense as a head of lettuce. I think he just kind of gave up, poor thing. Lost the will to live. Now, sweetie, everyone feels down from time to time. Colum's situation is a little more serious. Real disorder. Well, that sure does sound hard, especially for a young woman. But I'm so glad to hear you're feeling all better. Now, if you'll excuse me, Hubie and I should fly on back to our nest. Ta-ta!